Waiting.
All right, I think we're live, Brad. Time to wake up, Brad. Warm up a little bit too. There we go. Hi, folks. I'm Bob Schrupp, physical therapist.
Brad Heineck, physical therapist.
We're the most famous physical therapists on the internet.
In our opinion, of course.
Today we are going to talk about beginner to advanced push-ups, including the new vertical push-ups. These are wild.
Well, there are some benefits that everyone's going to really appreciate for these. So just hold on. We got it about in the middle of the program.
So basically, if you want to, increase the size of your chest, or like remember that old saying, we must increase our bust. No, you probably don't.
We digress, Bob. Let's carry on.
All right. By the way, if you are new to our channel, please take a second to subscribe to us. We provide videos how to stay healthy, fit, pain-free, and we upload every day. Also, if you aren't already watching us on Facebook Live, please go over to Facebook and like us. We got Bob and Brad, and we will send positive vibes your way if you like us today.
That's right. Good things will happen to you.
We'll gladly pay you Wednesday for a hamburger today. Do you remember that reference, Brad?
Yeah, that's from Bullwinkle.
No, not Bullwinkle. All right. The way we run this is we're going to go ahead and do the show, and then afterwards, after we do what we're doing, after we do the show, we're going to go ahead and we'll take question and answers, and we'll do. We take all questions.
Right. It's not really a show, Bob. This is a program.
All right. We're going to do the program. Brad, you take it away.
Okay, push-ups. Now we're going to start from someone who hasn't done many push-ups, and to go down and do a regular GI push-up is just not going to happen. Or an injury in your shoulders, you have an injury that doesn't allow it, so we simply use the wall.
Right.
Okay. This is
a great way to start.
Right. Don't get this confused with the vertical push-up that we're going to call, although they're very similar. So here you're going to start about usually 2 feet from the wall, and we simply are going to do push-ups like this. And this looks like really easy, it is, but if you have an injury or you're not used to this,
never done before,
this is a good place to start.
It's actually not a bad way to warm. It's hard to tear the muscles of the chest. I've done it myself. I've had a minor tear.
Yeah.
And so I'm always making sure I warm up before I do push-ups.
Right.
Because it's all right. And there's some variations you can do with this, Brad.
If it gets too easy, you simply bring your legs farther away from the wall.
And then you have grippy shoes on. I don't want anybody sliding and falling down.
Yeah, we don't want to injure ourselves here. And then some other modifications are simply bring your arms much wider apart, and it works different fibers of those pec muscles. And it's a nice way to modify and change your push-up. And then you go the other extreme. And I like to do this. I take my pointer finger, my thumb together, make a little diamond, triangle, whatever you want to call it. And usually you have to go down a little bit lower. And then you do those. And that emphasizes more on those triceps.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's what you are working, the chest and the triceps all the time. But now it's really a lot more focused on the tricep. And if you work this, you'll see what we mean.
I can feel it, Bob.
Yeah.
You know what, Bob, we are going to get push-up out by the time we get done.
Yeah, we are. So now we're going to go into a countertop. This is this next step, a little more difficult.
Right.
And again, you can determine how difficult by how high the countertop is or how far away your feet are.
Right.
So, I mean, if it's a really high countertop, it's like doing it on the wall. But if it's a lower countertop, and you're going to try to keep the back straight. And the same thing, I can start off, kind of a shoulder width apart. And then you can go ahead and move to a little bit wider.
So he's talking about hand position on the countertop. It's the same concept as what we did on the wall. You can do that with almost all push-ups.
You want to make sure you're breathing while you're doing these.
If you can do 20 push-ups pretty easy as this, you're probably ready for the next
if you're able to do 20 of that. And you can do the diamond on here too.
Sure.
Kind of works out nice actually. And again, this really works triceps. I don't do this one, so this one's hard for me.
Yeah. I can see you're shaking a little bit.
Yeah, I am
more.
shaking.
Now you could do this off of your bed too. Usually beds are lower than the countertop, so that's going to be a little more difficult than going down to the floor.
And then when you get tired, just jump into the bed and take a rest.
There you go.
Yep.
Now we're going to go to the new exercise, the vertical push-up. Face it, there are some people who would like to do push-ups, strengthen the same muscles, but to get down on the floor, if they're an older person or have an injury in their knee, they're not able to get down on the floor, do push-ups, and then get back up safely. So,
and these I would say are easier on the joints too, Brad.
precisely.
When you're taking weight through the joints, it's just a lot worse. This allows you to, again, you can focus on chest or triceps, however you want to.
And we're going to demonstrate. Simply get a nice tube stretch band. We like Saint band. They're make a good quality, strong tube. And then, of course, you do need something to attach it to either the wall in some way or another.
And we have to say we invented this. If you're interested, we'll have a link down below. Might be a little bit later on Facebook. I haven't put it on there yet.
It's called a wall anchor. It's something you can put to a wall that has a stud behind it, and it works really easy so you can get your tube on there and off. And actually, what I'm going to do right now is we're going to not only do push-ups in one direction, we're going to do it in 3 different.
Look at this.
Yeah, so it's easy to do. I really enjoy this. Now we're going to do just a typical push-up. Now the motion of the arms are the same.
Right, just like you're doing a push-up.
Yep,
there we go.
Same thing. Now I can feel my pecs working, and if I want to emphasize the triceps,
sure,
you can do this. Now, what you cannot see is that my abs are working pretty darn hard right now.
People are often a little bit shocked, aren't they, Brad, when they do this, at how much the core is working. In fact, I remember my neighbor the first time he did this.
Yeah.
He goes like this. He almost falls over because it was working that hard.
Now, if you really want to add some balance, simply do this on one foot, and then it incorporates balance. So that's the beauty of the band and the vertical push-up. Okay. Now that works the fibers across here. Simply go to a lower anchor, and I'm going to actually push up this way. And it's going to work the upper fibers of the pecs, and a really nice way to do that. And you can do flies, which really works the pecs at a different angle.
Oh, sure.
This is something that you cannot do
on
the floor.
This is exactly this, and this is a really different exercise. You really can't go too heavy of a band on this because it's a lot more difficult than it looks. When you go way wide, you actually got to have a band that stretches pretty good. And the same with even that one. You got to have a band that stretches pretty decent.
Yeah, so. And it's easy to do that. You just get different colors of the band represent the resistance.
You get pumped up a little, Brad.
I'm a little strong like bull, Bob. I'm feeling strong like bull. This is part of my routine. I do this 3 times per week religiously. As a matter of fact, last night I got home from going out to eat with my mom and my wife. It's like, I do not want to do my band workout, but I did. Yeah, I had to.
It's a habit. And so you just have to do it. Now today you're happy you did it, aren't you?
Right. Well, I don't know because I'm really working triple time.
Yeah, that's right. Now he's going to get sore.
So that's the vertical push-up. Really works well. You can if it gets too easy, you can simply I'm going to show this. Double it up. Put 2 bands on, and look at this. This is for if you really want to get strong like bull. And we're going to push. There we go. Now we got some.
He's met his match now.
And I cannot begin to do flies with that with a double on.
Yeah. Shows again. So you want me to do knees, Brad?
Yeah. Let's go to that push-ups. When you go down to the floor, for the people who want that option.
So for the first time, actually, Brad, I'm going to show my warm-up here. A lot of times I warm up just by doing press-ups like this.
Sure. So you're range of motion to the back as well.
It's ranging the back, and then I'm also warming up the chest. But then you go to the knees. You're going to want to not go like this and go down. You want to try to keep your back straight.
Right. So here's a nice line we're showing. Keep that nice and straight if you can. And that's the thing. You start out on the knees. I mean, Bob, we used to call those girl push-ups when I was in school, but we can't do that anymore because
the girls are stronger than us now.
Exactly right. They're showing us up.
But I'm going down a little bit lower. Did you see that, Brad?
Yes, I did.
I'm getting a little bit of the lower chest. And you can go wider.
Yep. So he's getting the hands out this way. First we started here, and now here.
You can alternate if you want.
Alternate. There you go. And how you put your hand position makes a difference on how it goes. So you position your hand so it feels good. Now, the thing about push-ups is it can be stressful on your wrists. Yeah. So Bob, he's got a wonderful tool to look at.
I do use these. I use these every day. So it's the same thing. You can go start on your knees, and you can start going down like this.
Now, I hope you can see this, everyone. But look at his wrists are twisting.
Yeah.
You can get a more neutral position on the wrist. It really makes it more fun, doesn't it, Bob?
Yeah, it does. I have trouble doing them without it now, but I mean, I can, but I just prefer these. They're
Sure.
called the perfect push-up.
Yeah, it's one of those things, once you use them, you don't want to go back.
So should I go into a full one now, Brad?
Yes, Bob, let's do the full, I
Okay.
call it the GI push-up, but it's the full push-up on your toes. There you go. Nice, and you're going to keep that body as straight as you can. How are your arms holding up, Bob?
Oh, yeah. You're getting tired. I've been doing a lot of them.
Yeah, but it doesn't bother me. I'm very comfortable.
I'm glad to hear that. But again, I often go a little bit lower like this. If you're starting to get that point where your chest is saggy a little bit, you get old people like me.
Yeah, I know.
It actually did help. I mean, it actually did firm things up a little bit. So
You're starting to feel more.
I don't need a bra anymore.
There you go.
So I'm going a little bit lower like this.
So he means he's bringing that push-up point then more towards the waistline, and it really changes what fibers you're working on.
I know. I never do them wide like this. Maybe a little hard on the clavicle, I think.
And you could the triangle ones on here. You want me to do those?
Yeah, why don't you do those? I don't normally do those.
If you do this really emphasizes and make it so your sternum touches your fingers, so you get good range of motion. And this, I could just feel my triceps working out very good.
Yeah, they're probably burning.
One thing, it does hurt my elbows as I get older. So it's in the joint. It's actually not in my joint. So it gives me an excuse to not.
You start getting in the 50s, and you're going to see all sorts of things start popping up.
Yeah, but sometimes you got to ignore them. Sometimes
things you never dreamed of.
Now, one of my favorite things for push-ups, not only in the clinic, but personally when I use it, is the ball, because you can make push-ups extremely easy using the ball to extremely difficult. This really puts it over the top for people who want to challenge. Okay, can you see the ball there? Yeah, okay. How are we doing, Bob?
Pretty good. Someone was talking about whether or not you should flare your elbows out or in. He read that flaring out can actually cause more injury. Yeah. I think it could put more stress on the clavicle. Right. A lot of people have trouble as you get older, deterioration of the clavicle at the end of the clavicle. I do keep mine more like this on the into my side.
I think it's one of those things you're going to listen to your body, because everyone's joints kind of are a little bit different. You'll feel it on your joints.
Yeah,
like on my elbow.
You should know. I mean, you should be able to tell whether one starts giving you trouble or not.
Okay. Can I work with the ball now?
Yeah, go ahead.
So the thing about the ball is you can vary. It's like a fulcrum. If I do my push-ups right here and I leave my legs hang out like as they are, this is an extremely easy way to do push-ups. And I'll have people with shoulder injuries start with this. And then as they get better, I have them simply walk out another foot. Oh, that's quite a bit harder, isn't it? As they get up to 15 push-ups, it's easy. I have them walk out up to the knees. So first it's the belly, then the waistline, and then the knees. And when that gets too easy, we simply go to the ankles. Now, after that goes so good, and you want to work on stability and core, because right now that ball, you can see, is wobbly. You go to your toes, and right now I'm really getting a good core workout, as you can tell by the tone of my voice, and then do a few push-ups. And then for the real studs, you go on one foot on your toe and up and down like this. And wow. Carry on, Bob. I got to catch my breath.
Yeah, okay. Well, someone says answer me, but I don't see a question. Priyanka Amprakash says answer me, and I'm like, I don't see a question. Lonnie, do you have any questions?
Somebody wants to focus the whole answer.
They want to what?
They want the zoom in the whole answer.
Oh, they want you to zoom in more on the wall anchor? Why don't you grab one, Brad? Don't you have a loose one here?
Yeah, we got two of them here, actually.
So each set comes with a 3 of these, and these are rated to the point where, I mean, Brad and I can actually hang on this together at one time. 800 pounds, 900 pounds.
So,
I mean,
here we go. So here it's just a reinforced heavy-duty plastic anchor, we call it. You bolt it to the wall to a wooden stud with some 3-inch screws made for that. We tested them. Like Bob says, we had 800 pounds hanging on it without any problem. And there's a number of ways you can connect the two. You stretch it, it goes in one side, and then to lock it, goes like that. This is just one of the methods you can do with the wall anchor.
Yeah, somebody's asking, how do we get those in Canada? We got to figure out a way to do this, Brad, because
we do.
I'm getting almost daily requests on how to get it in Canada, and right now we just can't. I mean, we have somebody else that's distributing it for us, and they're only in the United States right now. But we'll look into that. We're not afraid. We're not forgetting about you, our Canadian friends.
Right. We want to do it. It's just a matter of getting through the red tape and the loops and whatnot. So good question. We always love to show the wall anchor because this is something we needed and it works well.
Oh, it says, what about using push-ups using the resistance bands to increase intensity? You want to show that, Brad? How you can put the bands around you as you're doing push-ups?
Sure.
On the floor?
Well, let me see. Let's take this purple one. That's a good one. I like the purple color, you know.
You know what I'm talking about, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah. So, yeah, that's a good suggestion. Let's see. Who was it that said that? Bruno Zamidio Perazzo.
So how you
Thanks,
the
Bruno.
band.
It's a good suggestion.
There we go. Oh yeah, that's like having someone sit on your back, kind of.
Yeah, and there's our weighted vests too that you can wear to actually, if you want to increase your push-ups, and you can actually, it makes the push-up that much more difficult.
If you have young children, they can sit on your back.
I used to do pull-ups with a belt, and you have belt weights between your legs.
Oh, right.
Yeah, we did those all the time.
So how can you tell when the bands need to be replaced?
Well, that's a good question. You'll see after you use them. The ones I've been using at home, I started using about 6 months ago, and usually where they go around here, that you'll see them start to give away a little bit. So you do have to inspect them. It doesn't take long, just look at them. And when they start to show any sign of breaking apart or they don't fray like rope, but you'll see them start to get weak. And then you have to replace them. They're relatively cheap. It's still a lot cheaper than buying a whole bench press and big steel weight sets, which is good, but this just is cheaper and space-wise is really nice.
So Marco wants to know if we can do one-arm push-ups.
Well, I was afraid they were.
Well, I'm gonna see. I can do it. Okay, maybe not.
Pretty darn close.
How about if I go like this?
There you go. You got to get a wide base.
All right, I'm almost 58. I'm a month away from being 58.
Right,
so
there's a question. How come Brad always seems to do the more challenging exercises?
Yeah, because
the question is, how is it that Brad always ends up doing the more challenging exercises? He's a beast. He's strong like bull. Don't you remember?
Oh yeah, strong like bull.
So you always gotta have the brains and the brawn, right?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was trying to think of. I couldn't think of it.
Push-ups do you suggest for a person with bulging disc?
I don't think push-ups generally are bad for a bulging disc. Do you, Brad? I mean, if it doesn't increase your symptoms.
Right. You're going to have to, I would actually.
Again, the question was how to do push-ups with a bulging disc. So
I would use the ball, and you could start with these easy ones, and this is going to take stress off the back and then progressively go out. And you're going to have to listen to your symptoms on how far you go.
If it increases your symptoms, no go.
Right.
I mean, that's as simple as that, because it's actually strengthening your core,
right,
which is good for your back, but it's not good if it increases your symptoms.
Right. So any pain, numbness, tingling, all that stuff is included. Do not do these if that gets worse.
All right, Marco, you can't. Now he's asking us to do handstand push-ups. Marco, who do you think you're dealing with here? Maybe Lonnie could do those. Our camera woman, but
you're on the wrong channel.
You're on the wrong channel.
Sorry about that. Maybe next year.
So what is the most difficult push-up?
What is the most difficult push-up?
Well, that's an individual thing, but like the triangle one.
The triangle ones are tough for me.
Is a hard one.
Yeah.
How about the military one with the clap?
Well, yeah, that's a good one. Can you do those? I did the one arm. Can you do the? There we go. Look at this. Yay! I'm clapping. He's clapping for himself.
When I was pole vaulting in high school, we did the push-up like this for the upper shoulders, a teepee push-up, and you try and get your head to touch the floor, and these really work the triceps and the anterior deltoids. So they're kind of fun too.
The question is, do push-ups assist with the rotator cuff? You are getting some rotator cuff, but I don't know that I would do push-ups for rotator cuff strengthening.
Right.
The one we like for rotator cuff, the rotator cuff You know, it's 4 muscles. They're small muscles. They move a large lever arm. We like to work on internal and external rotation. This is probably our favorite one for that. And that's where the wall anchor does come in handy for this. But you can take, there we go. You can also do it with a weight. Do we have a weight nearby?
Oh, we had one there. We don't. We use a wall anchor so much now.
Oh, yeah,
Weights are starting to get non-existent.
Here's I'll show on the floor, Brad. Here's just a little weight.
He put that towel in my elbow, just so you know, because that forces me to do good mechanics. If the towel falls out, that means my elbow got too far away from my ribs, and then you don't work the right muscle.
And you certainly can do just shoulder flexion like this with a weight. Again, not a real heavy weight, and that's going to work the rotator cuff. But you can also, you know, lay on a bed or on the floor like this, and you're going to do what we call innies and outies. And here I'm working on outies.
That's the same exercise I was doing with the anchor.
The same exercise he was doing with the anchor, and you can also do them this way, you know, doing the innies. So, again, small muscles, you do not need a lot of weight for those because you can overtax them, and you're just trying to help them do their job, which is they help keep the ball, the humerus head in the socket and keep it in right position, and then it's doing its job. Lonnie, anything?
This is a long one.
We got a long one.
I think she have the problem with her lower back, and then because of my shoulders, I cannot lie on my sides. Therefore, I am on my back all night. In the morning, I need to relieve my pain by bending my knees towards my chest. If I'm standing or walking a lot, I need to sit down and ground my back for relief. What?
That sounds.
Problem.
Yeah. Okay. So this lady, she talks often for back relief. She brings her knees to her chest or to her shoulders. Yeah. And that's usually one of 2 things. It's either spinal stenosis. That's very common. We also call it shopping cart syndrome because your back feels better when you're rounded out like this. And also spondylolisthesis, which is what Brad has. If you have that, you're going to want to do what Brad is doing right here. You're going to do the knees to chest exercise. You can start off with 1 knee to the chest if you want. You want to show that, Brad? So before you even get out of bed in the morning, you want to do this as a nice warm-up exercise. You're going to single knee to chest, and then you're going to do double knee to chest. And this is going to help loosen up the back. It's going to help getting more fluid in there, more nutrition in there, more blood flow. And it's just going to make it feel a lot better. You may want to look up our videos on spinal stenosis. We get more into that. But that'd be my guess, just without hearing anything further.
Oh, someone asked about repetitions, Bob.
Sure.
Typically, push-ups, I like to do between 10 and 20. If you do too many and you want to get more bulk as a result of push-ups, you need to make the resistance or the intensity higher, so that by the time you get to 10, it's very difficult. If you want endurance and get your heart rate up, then you can go 20, 30 push-ups and do some variations like we did here, and that'll get your heart rate up and work some more endurance.
Yeah, you probably don't want to go much above 6 to 8, would you, if you really want to bulk up? Or am I wrong?
Well, for hypertrophy, I've got to look this up and see what the latest research is, but back when I got certified, it was 8 to 12 to make the muscles massive. Sure. The hypertrophy aspect. But so we're in the ballpark.
I do 15 at a time, and that works core well. Again, it just keeps toned up and everything. So we can maybe go with one more question.
One more.
Otherwise, we're going to call her.
Question: are you guys still promoting the heating pad?
Thermatix?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we are.
I use it every night. I think I got one here, Brad.
As a matter of fact, with the woman who gets up in the morning, I've got a stenosis like she does. I'll do the knees to the chest, and I go warm my back up on this unit right here. It's in my recliner. And then I look at the comments on our videos, and I warm my back up, and then I start after that. I'm ready to get moving more. I have this in my chair every night. It's not really heating pad. Well, it's infrared heat. Right. So it goes much deeper, 2.36 inches, which regular heat just goes a couple millimeters. It's my nightly thing now. It's, right. If you have and we have a link below for this. I'll have to put a link below. There's not one there right now.
Oh, they can still get the discount though?
Yeah, they're still got the discount. Give me a half hour and I'll get it on on
Right. We
both sides.
got to go back to the computer and
Yeah.
yeah. Just be patient. Wait around a couple hours, drink some coffee, and then
All right.
be ready.
Thanks, everybody. We've been our caller.
Bob's speed reading.
Well, no, Colleen was just saying he's having trouble with his AC joint
Oh,
with that. And I'm sorry, it's a problem. When that gets flared up, you literally can't do a lot of these things. You gotta find out what things you can do without flaring it up.
Right.
There's just no way around it. It just,
if you did them on the ball, you could do them so the resistance was low enough where it wouldn't irritate it. That might be an option.
I think the more you keep into it, the more you're out here, the worse it tends to be. Sure. But it's a common problem among weightlifters. And they're right. You're not able to do anything when you have to figure out different ways of doing it without irritating.
Yeah, it's like doing a bench press. It's the same muscles being used.
All right, we want to thank everybody for watching. We should be live again next Thursday, right, Fred?
Yes.
All right, thanks.